Okay, turned out pretty nice today, and I'm playing that radio just to see how long the battery lasts. Uh, I started it maybe an hour ago. Mainly just getting any blemishes off of it. This is 220 grit. Okay, I fine sanded, but now you see I've got a pretty good gap right here, almost probably a 1/4 inch. So I'm going to have to take this whole top piece down. I'm not sure if I want to do that or not. Let me see what I can come up with. Okay, so I used some 80 grit along here, and I've got it to where it's flush on both corners. I do have just minute gaps there, but let's see if that solved our lid problem. Yeah, I think so. Maybe slightly. Let's flip it over. Still got a little bit of a... I just don't think I'm going to get rid of that. Like right here. Let me check the sides. All right, that's about 3 coats. I don't know if I'm going to sand it again or just leave it like it is. It's actually looking pretty good. There's about $1.50 in gas right there. But yeah, I gotta let this dry on this side, and I may go in and do another coat on the inside. I only did 1 coat in there. I see some runs, so yeah, a little bit of touch up, but for the most part, I'll start being able to put this thing back together and have it go. All right, I'll get back with you. If you're wondering why that stains in a Coke bottle, well, it came in a can, and when I went to bang the lid back on it, the lid buckled. So the only thing I had laying around was a Coke bottle, and that's been working fine. It actually lets me shake it up and then pour it into my little deal. So I'm going to put some pegs on the bottom of this, and that way I can bring it into the shop. And sort of thinking, instead of the wood handles, I'm thinking about going to Ace Hardware and just getting some of the metal ones. And my thought on that is I can run a bolt through the inside and actually use the handle as an antenna. Let me hear your thoughts on that one too, but I'll give it a try and see what happens.
Come rain or shine, the job must get done, and you're the one who makes it happen.
Okay, so the radio's been playing 3+ hours at pretty high level volume because I was outside working. And so 3.5 hours, and the battery is still at 12.4 volts. So this thing doesn't pull a whole lot of current at all, and that battery will probably run it 3 or 4, maybe 5 days. So yeah, I think it's going to work pretty nice. So yeah, working on the box. So I'm at a stopping point for today. We're going to let this coat of varnish dry, and then I'm going to evaluate it. May do some real light sanding and give it another coat. But so far, you know, it's a radio box. So yeah, it's looking pretty good. Yeah, a little bit of light sanding, but it's got to dry really good. I put some standoffs on the bottom to lift it up so it doesn't stick to anything, and the bottom side of that's not been finished yet. So yeah, we still got a little bit of work to do, but the main thing is getting the first good coat on there. And like I said, I may run down to Ace Hardware and see about the metal, with the rubber grips, lifting handles for the side, and may be able to tie that in to a bolt on the inside, make it an antenna. Because radio doesn't need a whole lot for an antenna. So yeah, stopping point for the night. Still waiting on my voltmeter to come in. So do have an option with this. I think I might go ahead and try that. Somebody mentioned taking some 120 grit or maybe even 80 grit and sanding this aluminum, make it look like brushed aluminum. I do have a scrap piece. I can try that on just to see how it's going to look. So anyhow, stopping point for the night, and I'll probably bleed into the next video, and this will just live on the card for a little while. I'll catch you later. Well, I took somebody's comment and tried it out on this blank. And so what it is I used my orbital sander and 60 grit, and that come out really nice. Yeah, I think that's going to look really sharp on there. So yeah, the plan now, I'm still working on varnishing the boxes outside. Today is Thursday. I'm going to an auction Saturday, and I'll probably stop by the hardware store and pick up the hardware I need for this. And Sunday, my panel meter, voltmeter is supposed to be in. So yeah, finish up the varnishing. I really like how that come out with the orbital sander and 60 grit. So I think that's going to work good. And then I'll get the hole for the voltmeter, and that'll be done.
That's iHeartAdvertising.com. iHeartRadio, straight from the studio with Tears for Fears.
I'm not convinced that we ever go about writing songs with the intention of someone being able to take something away from it. These are really more viewpoints than anything else.
Listen to the new Tears for Fears album, The Tipping Point, now on iHeartRadio All Access. Brought to you by DuckDuckGo. Protect your privacy online for free with DuckDuckGo.
Inventing Anna.
All right, it's getting there. Just still waiting on my power meter. These are just temporarily hooked in right now, but the speakers and radio is wired in. I do have some vibration on the lid, and the battery's still temporary, but I've got the wires shortened up, and yeah, I'm still going to fasten them down, but it's getting there.